Sometimes, the quietest nights feel the loneliest. No messages arrive. No voices call your name. Only silence sits beside you. But Buddha taught something gentle. Loneliness is not always sadness. Sometimes it is a chance to return to your true self. During the day, the world becomes loud. People expect things from you. You try to smile. You try to stay strong. A tired heart needs silence sometimes. Not every problem must be solved tonight. Rest is also part of healing. Look at the night sky for a moment. The moon shines quietly, without asking for attention. You can live that way too. Tonight, let the silence hold your heart gently. You survived another difficult day. For now, that is enough. Sometimes, you may feel that nobody truly sees you. You smile in front of others. You answer politely. You keep moving through the day. Buddha taught that all feelings rise and pass away. Even loneliness is not permanent. It is a passing cloud in the sky of your heart. Do not blame yourself for feeling lonely. It does not mean you are weak. It means your heart is asking for gentleness. Tonight, place one hand on your chest, breathe slowly, and remember, this feeling will not stay forever. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten by life. You are simply passing through a quiet season. And even in this season, your heart is still worthy of love. There are nights when the world very far away. You look around, but nobody seems to truly understand your heart. Sometimes, loneliness does not come from being alone. It comes from feeling unseen. Buddha taught that suffering begins when we expect others to complete us. No person can fully carry your pain. No person can fully become your peace. But this is not a sad truth. It is a gentle truth. Because when you stop chasing perfect understanding from others, your heart becomes quieter, softer, lighter. Tonight, you do not need to explain yourself to anyone. You do not need to prove your worth. The moon does not explain why it shines. The ocean does not apologize for its waves. You are allowed to exist peacefully, just as you are. Even if tonight feels lonely, your soul is still growing in the silence. Some people leave quietly, no goodbye, no explanation. One day they are simply gone. A lonely heart often asks, "Was I not enough?" But Buddha taught that everything in life changes. People change. Feelings change. Even close connections can fade with time. This is not always betrayal. Sometimes it is simply the flow of life. Do not hate yourself, because someone walked away. The sunset is still beautiful, even when nobody stops to watch it. Tonight, release the weight you have been carrying. You cannot force someone to stay forever. A peaceful heart does not beg for love. It quietly accepts, comes, and gently lets go of what leaves. You are still worthy of love, even after disappointment, even after goodbye. Tonight, let your heart rest. Not everyone who leaves was meant to stay forever. There are nights when your heart feels tired for no clear reason. Nothing terrible happened, but somehow your soul feels heavy. Buddha taught that the mind becomes exhausted when it carries too much. Too many worries, too many expectations, too many thoughts about yesterday and tomorrow. Tonight, you do not need to carry everything. For a little while, put the weight down. The trees do not rush to grow overnight. The river does not fight to keep flowing. Nature moves quietly, one moment at a time. You are allowed to slow down too. Rest is not weakness. A tired heart deserves peace. Maybe you have been trying too hard to be strong. Maybe you have been smiling while hiding your pain. But tonight, you can stop pretending. No performance is needed in the quiet darkness. Take a slow breath. Relax your shoulders. Let the silence comfort you. Even a tired soul can heal. Little by little, night by night. Sometimes, the hardest part of loneliness is pretending that you are okay. You laugh at the right moments. You answer, "I'm fine." But deep inside, your heart feels distant. Buddha taught that suffering grows when we hide from our true feelings. A heart cannot heal while wearing a mask all the time. Tonight, you do not need to force yourself to appear strong. You are allowed to feel tired. You are allowed to feel lonely. The night does not judge the moon for being quiet. The ocean does not apologize for its depth. You do not need to apologize for feeling deeply. A gentle heart often carries invisible pain. Maybe nobody noticed your struggle today. Maybe nobody asked if you were truly okay. But your pain still matters. Even silent tears are real. Tonight, stop fighting your own feelings. Sit quietly with them for a while. Sometimes healing begins with acceptance. You are not weak for feeling lonely tonight. You are simply human. There are nights when memories become louder than the present. Old words return to your mind. Old faces appear in the silence. And your heart begins to ache again. Buddha taught that the mind often clings to what is already gone. We replay moments that can never return. And in doing so, we create suffering inside ourselves. But tonight, you do not need to chase the past anymore. What has ended has already completed its journey. The moon does not hold on to yesterday's clouds. The river does not turn around to find old water. Life continues by letting go, quietly, naturally. Maybe some memories still hurt because your heart was sincere, because you truly cared, because you truly loved. Do not be ashamed of that tenderness. A warm heart always leaves deep footprints behind. Tonight, let the memories pass through you like the wind. You do not need to hold every feeling forever. Your heart still deserves peace, even after everything you have lost. Sometimes, the night becomes heavy because your mind will not stop moving. One thought becomes another. One worries 10 more, and your heart cannot fully rest. Buddha taught that the mind is like water. When the water is disturbed, it cannot reflect clearly. Tonight, do not fight every thought. Do not try to control every feeling. Simply let them pass. The sky does not argue with the clouds. It allows them to come and go freely. Your thoughts can be the same way. You do not need to chase them, and you do not need to fear them. Take a slow breath now. Feel the quiet air around you. This moment is smaller than your worries. Maybe your heart has been carrying too much for too long. Maybe nobody noticed how tired you really are. But tonight, you can rest for a while. Not everything must be solved before morning. A peaceful mind is not a mind with no thoughts. It is a mind that no longer fears silence. There are nights when you feel left behind. You see other people moving forward, smiling, succeeding, living happily. And quietly, your heart begins to compare itself. You wonder if you are too late, too broken, too far behind. But Buddha taught that suffering grows through comparison. A flower does not compete with another flower. It simply blooms in its own season. Your journey is not meant to look like someone else's. Your timing is different. Your path is different. Tonight, stop measuring your worth against the lives of others. Peace begins when comparison becomes silence. Maybe your progress is invisible right now. Maybe your healing is happening quietly inside. The moon does not rush to become full in one night. Even light grows slowly. So breathe slowly tonight. You are not failing. You are growing in ways you cannot yet see. A quiet path, still a path forward. Sometimes, the night feels endless. You lie awake in silence, wondering if things will ever become lighter. Buddha taught that pain becomes heavier when we believe it will last forever. But no feeling stays the same forever. Even sorrow changes with time. Think about the seasons. Winter feels cold and endless. Yet quietly, spring always returns. Your heart is the same. Even if tonight feels dark, light is still moving toward you. You do not need to force happiness tonight. Peace begins with accepting this moment gently. Maybe your soul is simply asking for rest. Not answers, not perfection, just rest. So breathe slowly now. Relax your mind little by little. The night does not need to be conquered. The stars shine quietly without making noise. Healing can happen quietly too. And one day, you will realize that you survived nights you thought would break you. There are nights when your heart feels invisible. You speak kindly to others. You give your energy. You try your best. Yet somehow nobody seems to notice your pain. Buddha taught that seeking constant recognition brings suffering. The more we depend on others to validate us, the more fragile the heart becomes. Tonight, you do not need applause to prove your worth. A quiet soul still has value, even when nobody is watching. The moon shines without asking for attention. The flowers bloom without demanding praise. Your kindness also matters, even if the world stays silent about it. Maybe you have too much time trying to be enough for everyone. And in the process, you forgot to care for your own heart. But tonight, rest from trying so hard. You do not need to earn the right to exist peacefully. Place your hand gently over your heart. Feel your breath. Feel this quiet moment. Even if nobody says it tonight, your existence still matters deeply. Sometimes, loneliness appears in the middle of a busy life. People surround you, voices fill the day, but inside, your heart still feels empty. Buddha taught that true peace does not come from noise or distraction. It comes from learning how to sit quietly with yourself. Many people spend their whole lives trying to escape silence. They fear what they might feel when everything becomes quiet. But tonight, you do not need to run anymore. This quiet moment is not your enemy. Listen carefully to your breathing. Feel the stillness around you. Your heart has been waiting for this rest. The stars shine in silence. The moon rises in silence. Nature does not hurry to prove itself. You can live more gently too. You do not need to carry pressure every moment of your life. Maybe tonight is not a lonely night after all. Maybe it is a peaceful night your soul truly needed. Close your eyes slowly now, and let the silence heal what words cannot heal. Sometimes your heart becomes tired from carrying emotions nobody can see. You continue through the day normally. You speak. You smile. But deep inside, something feels heavy. A quiet sadness stays in the background of your life. Buddha taught that pain becomes deeper when we resist our feelings. The more we say, "I should not feel this way," the more the heart suffers. Tonight, allow yourself to feel honestly. You do not need to judge your emotions. You only need to notice them gently. A cloudy sky is still the sky. A tired heart is still worthy of love. Maybe you have been too hard on yourself lately. Maybe you expected yourself to heal faster, to become stronger sooner. But healing is quiet, like the moon slowly crossing the night sky. You do not need to rush your heart tonight. Just breathe softly, and let this moment be enough. Even now, in this silent night, your heart is slowly learning peace. There are nights when you feel emotionally far away from everyone. Even kind conversations feel distant. Even warm rooms feel cold somehow. Buddha taught that attachment to expectations creates quiet suffering. We hope others will fully understand us. We hope someone will remove our loneliness. But no person can completely fill the emptiness inside another heart. True peace begins when we become gentle companions to ourselves. Tonight, sit quietly with yourself, not as an enemy, not as a failure, but as someone worthy of kindness. The forest does not hate itself for being silent. The night sky does not apologize for its darkness. You also do not need to apologize for being tired tonight. A lonely heart is not a broken heart. Maybe your soul has simply been asking for softness, for stillness, for rest from the noise of the world. Take one slow breath now, then another. Let your thoughts settle like calm water. You do not need to fix your whole life tonight. This quiet moment is already enough. Sometimes, the quietest pain is the feeling that nobody truly needs you. Phone stays silent, the room feels empty, and your heart begins to wonder if you matter at all. Buddha taught that human suffering often grows from seeking our worth outside ourselves. We wait for others to confirm that we are important. We wait for the world to tell us we belong. But your existence was never meant to depend on constant approval. The stars do not ask permission to shine. The wind does not ask if it is welcome. You are already part of this world, quietly, naturally. Tonight, stop measuring your worth by how much attention you receive. A peaceful soul does not need to be constantly noticed. Maybe your kindness has gone unseen for a long time. Maybe your efforts were never fully appreciated. But kindness still has value, even in silence. A candle still gives light, even in an empty room. Tonight, place your attention gently back on your own heart. Speak kindly to yourself. Rest your tired spirit. Even in loneliness, your life still carries quiet meaning. Sometimes, loneliness becomes stronger at the end of the day. When the noise disappears, your thoughts become louder, and the silence begins to feel heavy. Buddha taught that the mind often creates suffering by holding on to too much, too many regrets, too many fears, too many invisible wounds. Tonight, you do not need to carry everything alone. For this moment, allow yourself to put the weight down. The trees release their leaves when the season changes. The sky lets the rain fall without resistance. Nature survives by letting go. And sometimes the heart must do the same. Maybe you have been carrying pain that was never yours to keep forever. Maybe you have been blaming yourself for things beyond your control. But tonight, breathe slowly. You are allowed to soften. You are allowed to rest. A peaceful heart is not created through force. It is created through gentleness. Even now, in this quiet darkness, your heart is learning how to heal. There are nights when your heart feels disconnected from the world. You look outside the window, and everything seems far away, almost unreal. Buddha taught that loneliness often grows when we forget to stay present. The mind travels endlessly into the past and the future, but peace can only exist here, in this moment. Tonight, do not chase tomorrow. Do not replay yesterday. Just stay here for a little while. Feel the air around you. Feel the slow rhythm of your breathing. This moment is quieter than your fears. The ocean does not rush its waves. The moon does not hurry across the sky. Nature trusts time. You can trust time too. Not every wound needs to heal tonight. Maybe your soul is simply tired from carrying too many thoughts, too many expectations, too many invisible pressures. So tonight, let yourself become still, not perfect, not strong, just still. In this silent night, your heart does not need to become anything else. Sometimes, the heart becomes tired from trying to be understood. You explain your feelings, you try to be honest, but somehow, the distance between you and others still remains. Buddha taught that no one can completely enter another person's mind. Every person carries a different pain, a different past, a different silence. This truth can feel lonely at first, but it can also bring peace. Because you no longer need to force perfect understanding. You no longer need to exhaust yourself trying to explain every wound. Tonight, allow your heart to rest from proving itself. You are not a problem that needs constant explanation. The stars shine quietly without speaking. The mountains stand peacefully without defending themselves. You can also exist quietly, without pressure, without performance. Maybe tonight is teaching you something gentle. Not everyone must fully understand your soul for your life to have meaning. So breathe slowly now, and let this silent night hold you softly. There are nights when you replay old mistakes in your mind. You remember words you wish you never said, moments you wish you could change, and your heart quietly fills with regret. Buddha taught that holding on to the past creates suffering in the present. The mind keeps reopening old wounds, even when the moment has already passed. But tonight, you do not need to punish yourself forever. A mistake is not your entire identity. Pain is not true self. The moon still shines after cloudy nights. The forest still grows after storms. Your heart can heal too, even after difficult days, even after regret. Maybe you were simply trying to survive at that time. Maybe you did not know how to carry your pain yet. So tonight, speak gently to your past self, not with anger, not with shame, but with compassion. Healing begins when the heart stops fighting itself. You are still growing, even in this quiet night. Sometimes, the heart becomes exhausted from carrying invisible loneliness for too long. You continue smiling, you continue working, but inside, your spirit quietly grows tired. Buddha taught that suffering becomes deeper when we ignore our inner pain. A wound hidden in darkness cannot heal easily. Tonight, listen carefully to your heart, not your responsibilities, not your fears, just your heart. Maybe your soul has been asking for rest for a very long time. Not success, not perfection, just peace. The night sky does not rush to become morning. It remains quiet for as long as it needs. You are allowed to slow down too. You are allowed to breathe without pressure. Maybe you have spent too much time trying to carry everything alone, trying to appear strong for everyone around you. But tonight, you do not need to prove anything. This quiet moment already accepts you completely. Close your eyes gently now, and let your tired heart finally rest. Sometimes loneliness comes from feeling emotionally tired around people. You listen carefully. You try to be kind, try to understand everyone. But very few people ask how your heart is doing. Buddha taught that compassion must also be directed toward yourself. A heart that only gives will eventually become exhausted. Tonight, stop carrying everyone else's emotions for a while. You do not need to save the whole world tonight. The moon shines softly without forcing light into every corner. Even nature knows how to remain gentle. You are allowed to protect your peace too. You are allowed to become quiet when your heart is tired. Maybe you have spent too much time trying to be everything for everyone. And somewhere along the way, you forgot to care for yourself. But tonight, your heart deserves kindness too. Not pressure, not guilt, just kindness. Take a slow breath now. Feel the silence around you. You do not need to carry everything anymore. Even a gentle soul needs rest sometimes. Sometimes the heart becomes lonely because it never feels safe to rest. Even at night, your thoughts continue moving. Your body becomes still, but your mind keeps running. Buddha taught that peace does not come from controlling everything. Peace begins when we stop fighting every moment of life. Tonight, you do not need to solve every problem. You do not need to prepare for every future pain. The stars do not worry about tomorrow. The trees do not fear the changing seasons. Nature trusts the flow of life. Your heart can learn that trust too, slowly, quietly. Maybe you have been carrying tension for too long, always preparing, always worrying, always trying to stay strong. But tonight, allow yourself to soften. You do not need armor in this quiet moment. Take one slow breath, then another. Let your shoulders relax gently. A peaceful life is not built in one night. It is created through small moments of stillness, again and again. Sometimes, the deepest loneliness comes feeling emotionally exhausted. Not from one full moment, but from carrying too many quiet burdens for too long. Buddha taught that suffering quietly grows when the heart never pauses to rest. Even a strong mind becomes fragile without stillness. Tonight, allow yourself to stop for a moment, not to fix everything, not to become someone new, just to rest. The ocean becomes calm when the wind settles. The heart also becomes calmer when life grows quiet. You do not need to carry yesterday into tonight. You do not need to carry tomorrow into this moment. Maybe your soul has been asking for silence all along. Not more noise, not more pressure, just silence. Take a slow breath now. Feel the air move gently through your body. There is nothing you must prove tonight. A peaceful heart is not created through force. It grows quietly, like the moon appearing slowly in the dark sky. Even in loneliness, your heart is still moving toward peace. Sometimes, the heart becomes lonely because it feels misunderstood for too long. You try to explain yourself. You try to speak honestly, but your feelings never seem to fully reach anyone. Buddha taught that suffering grows when we desperately seek validation from others. The more we depend on being understood, the more fragile the heart becomes. But tonight, you do not need to force anyone to understand your soul completely. Some feelings are too deep for words alone. The ocean cannot fully explain its depth. The night sky cannot explain its silence. And yet, both are beautiful. Your heart does not lose its value simply because someone failed to understand it. Your feelings are still real. Your pain is still real. Maybe tonight is teaching you something gentle. Peace does not begin when everyone understands you. Peace begins when you stop abandoning yourself. So place your attention softly on your own heart now, not with judgment, but with kindness. Even in this quiet loneliness, your heart is still worthy of love and peace. Sometimes the night feels quiet on the outside, but inside your heart, there is a storm. Too many thoughts, too many emotions, too many things left unsaid. Buddha taught that the mind suffers when it clings too tightly to every thought. Not every feeling must be held forever. Not every memory must stay heavy. Tonight, let your thoughts move like clouds in the sky. You do not need to chase them. You do not need to stop them. Just let them pass quietly. The moon never fights the darkness. It simply shines gently within it. Your heart can become peaceful in the same way. Not by controlling every emotion, but by sitting gently beside them. Maybe you have been trying too hard to fix yourself, trying too hard to become okay immediately. But healing is slow, healing is quiet, and healing needs patience. So tonight, breathe softly. Rest your mind little by little. You are already doing enough. Even this lonely night will someday become a memory of survival. Sometimes, loneliness feels heavier at night because there is nothing left to distract the mind. No busy conversations, no noise. Only you and your thoughts in the dark. Buddha taught that silence can feel frightening when we are not used to meeting ourselves honestly. The mind begins to reveal what the day tried to hide. But tonight, you do not need to run away from your feelings. You do not need to fear your own heart. A quiet mind is not created by force. It is created by acceptance. The ocean becomes calm after the storm passes. The heart also becomes calmer when we stop fighting every emotion. Maybe your loneliness is not asking to be destroyed. Maybe it is asking to be understood gently. So tonight, breathe slowly. Listen quietly to your heart. You do not need to fix everything immediately. Even the moon moves slowly through the night sky. Healing also takes time. And little by little, your heart will learn how to feel safe again. Sometimes, the heart becomes lonely because it has been strong for too long. You keep enduring, you keep surviving, and eventually your spirit grows tired in silence. Buddha taught that even strength needs rest. A heart cannot continue carrying pain forever without becoming heavy. Tonight, you do not need to be the strong one. You do not need everything together alone. The mountains stand quietly because they do not fight the wind. The trees bend softly during storms, and that softness allows them to survive. Gentleness is not weakness. Rest is not failure. Maybe you have spent too much time trying to carry invisible pain without asking for help. Maybe your soul has been whispering for peace for a very long time. So tonight, breathe deeply. Release the pressure little by little. Nothing in nature blooms without rest. Your heart deserves softness too, especially after everything it has carried. And even in this lonely night, you are still worthy of peace. Sometimes, loneliness feels like standing still while the rest of the world keeps moving. You watch other people laugh, grow, and move forward. And quietly, your heart wonders why everything feels so difficult for you. Buddha taught that every life moves at its own pace. Suffering begins when we compare our path to someone else's journey. The flower does not bloom faster because another flower opened first. The moon does not rush because the stars are already shining. Your life also has its own timing, its own rhythm, its own quiet meaning. Tonight, stop measuring your worth against the speed of others. A peaceful heart grows slowly. Maybe you are not falling behind at all. Maybe you are simply healing in silence. The night sky looks empty at first, but if you stay long enough, you begin to notice countless stars. Your life may feel quiet right now, but quiet does not mean meaningless. And even tonight, your heart is still moving gently toward the light. Sometimes, the hardest loneliness is feeling disconnected from your own heart. You keep moving through life automatically. You complete your responsibilities. You answer people politely. But inside, you no longer feel truly present. Buddha taught that peace disappears when we live without awareness of the present moment. The mind becomes lost in worries, regrets, and endless pressure. Tonight, come back to this moment slowly. Not tomorrow, not yesterday. Just this quiet breath. Feel the air entering your lungs. Feel the silence around you. This moment is softer than your fears. The river does not fight to reach the ocean faster. It simply continues flowing, one moment at a time. Your life can move that way too. You do not need to solve your entire future tonight. Maybe your heart has simply been overwhelmed for too long. Too much noise, too much pressure, too little rest. So tonight, let yourself become quiet again, not empty, not broken, just quiet. And in this silence, your heart may finally begin to feel safe again. Sometimes, the night feels unbearably quiet. Your thoughts slow down for a moment, and suddenly, you notice how tired your heart truly is. Buddha taught that suffering often hides beneath constant distraction. When the noise disappears, the heart finally speaks. Tonight, listen gently to that quiet voice inside you, not with fear, not with judgment, just with kindness. Maybe your soul has been asking for peace for a very long time. Not achievement, not perfection, just peace. The moon does not struggle to shine. The stars do not compete with one another. Nature exists quietly, without forcing itself. You are allowed to live that way too. You do not need to carry endless pressure into every moment. Maybe tonight is not a lonely night after all. Maybe it is a quiet night helping your soul breathe again. So breathe slowly now. Relax your shoulders. Let the silence hold you gently. And remember this before you sleep tonight. Even in your quietest moments, your life still carries light.